I don't want to disappoint anybody, but I have to say this has been weighing on me for several days now. Big politics is dirty business. I no longer consider myself a pure Republican. I'm somebody that votes Republican, that tends to vote for the conservative ticket, but I don't want to be identified strictly as a Republican. And that's because in the months that I've spent volunteering for the Republican Party, I've come to realize one thing, that the Republicans and the Democrats, they are literally two sides of the same coin. You know, we spend so much time as Republicans criticizing the Democrats, but you know, the reality is that they are just as corrupt. The Republicans who espouse this conservative viewpoint are just as corrupt as the Democrats. And really, it's not about individual politics. It's not about individual ideologies. It's the fact that big politics, that's the issue. When you have something that has become so massive and has become this giant bureaucracy, then we lose sight of why that particular party, we lose sight of why that ideology resonated so strongly among its supporters. And instead, it becomes business as usual. And so the conservative movement, you know, the Republican Party may have started out as this counterweight against the Democrats, but when all is said and done, you know, the results are the same. And that's because big politics has come in and infiltrated the party and has destroyed the party from within. And don't let the name Republican fool you. They are also in it for the money. The big politics, the big political parties, are really comprised of a few elitist individuals who are much more concerned about lining up their wallets and lining up their interests, personal or otherwise, and they give you this fancy rhetoric. They give you the ear-pleasing rhetoric that naive Americans want to hear. But when you really dive deep into big politics, you'll find a lot of things that just conflict with, you know, with the conservative message from this perspective, from the perspective of Republicans. You know, you volunteer for the Republicans thinking that everybody's on the same page, or at least most people are on the same page, and you find that no, nobody's on the same page. And the higher up in the chain of command that you go, it seems the more corruption you find. And then they want little folks to go out there and do all the hustling and the bustling, go door to door and canvass your neighborhoods to elect whatever individual politician. And yet you get nothing out of it. This is all about the rich getting richer. More importantly, this is about the powerful gaining even more power. And being a Republican and having participated in grassroots conservative movements, I have to say that eventually big politics starts to get its tentacles in it, starts to get its tentacles into every grassroots movement. And all you're left with, again, is just more manifestation of the same. And that's not something that I signed up for. So I don't consider myself a Republican. In fact, I would say that I'm ashamed of the many things and the many corrupt events and the many corrupt actions that occur within the party. I'm just somebody that is going to vote my conscience, and I'm going to vote politicians based on individual merit, not on what political party they associate themselves with.